Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to the episode number 4 of Enriching Talks with Hafsa. Welcome everyone who's here. A new year. So the first talk of 2025, mashallah. And I'm glad I got one scheduled in before the month ended. Alhamdulillah, with lots of things happening. And we have a very, very special guest with us today. So, inshallah, I'm excited to hear all about her story. So, it is the 4th episode, mashallah. Those that don't know me, this is Hafsa. I've done these talks. This is the 4th one today. Alhamdulillah, I'm a childbirth educator, a certified doula, VBAC support practitioner and expert, lactation, newborn care, and much more. Alhamdulillah. So I'm not going to go through all my qualifications. You can see them on the screen. Most of you know me, and if you don't, you, inshallah, can follow me on my Instagrams. I'll share it in the end. So what's the purpose behind these talks? Why did I start doing them? I started them somewhere halfway through last year. And basically, the mission or vision, you could say, behind them, it's not your usual talk show. It's not something that I, just want to do just for the sake of doing it. No, I pick and choose the people I have and I invite here so that they are, and it's moms. My audience, you all are mamas to be, moms with kids, alhamdulillah, even babas, right? So key thing is inspiring you guys, giving you inspiration, sometimes birth stories, motivations, some miracle stories, lots of support. So the first and key most important thing for me is giving the support. So these are free sessions I'm doing to be able for the moms to get some knowledge, get the support that they need, maybe laugh together, get some education perhaps, empower you guys, and share a lot and grow together basically as a community, inshallah. So without further ado, I want to welcome our guest speaker, Farwa. So I'm trying to go back and think of when did we think, I can't even remember the year. It was right after COVID, I think. So 2021 was it, or 2022? I was in Karachi and I was doing a birth workshop there with Haya. And I met Farwa there the first time. And then subhanAllah, she reached out to me. She went ahead and she signed up for the detailed childbirth education classes. And then there was no looking back. It was a beginning of a beautiful, beautiful friendship, I'd say. And alhamdulillah, mashallah, she had an empowering birth. She'll talk to us about it all. And now, mashallah, her daughter is 2 years old, and she's one busy lady, I must say, Farwa. So much she has to tell, and so much she's doing out there. And recently, she launched her business. You can see on the screen her Instagram and her new business that she's going to be telling us all about it. So I'm going to start with handing the mic to you, basically. And you are going to share with us, I'm going to introduce yourself first, of course, with telling me who is Farwa, right? So start with introducing yourself, and then what do you remember about our first meeting in your childbirth education journey?
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I'm Farwa. I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I think for now that's all who I am. That's my reality. Uh, uh, but yeah, like you said, I was taking these prenatal classes in Karachi with Haya. And I was lucky to, see you there where you were, I think, conducting a breastfeeding workshop.
Yes, you did both of them, the breastfeeding one and the birth group one.
Yeah, that. So when I got pregnant, I started watching all these videos on YouTube about Lama's classes, and I then started looking for an educator in Pakistan, but unfortunately there was nobody uh, that I could find. And one day when Haya told me that she had this amazing lady who knows all about the childbirth, and mashallah, she's certified. And when I attended your workshop and I saw how, there was some connection. Like I felt like, okay, I don't know, but I'm going to do the whole childbirth course with her. And like you said, there was no looking back, mashallah. I'm so glad that I did that. Um, I think without it, I was so lost and I did not even know about it. After I signed up for my classes, and I started my whole course with you. Um that's when I gained all the knowledge. And like my family still calls me now, you've done PhD in childbirth, so you can maybe help us all. So all thanks to you. Um,
No, no,
I'm so
amazing.
so lucky to have found you, even though I think I've bugged you a lot through those 9 months, and then even after I mean till now I still, whenever there's something that I'm struggling with, I message you, and you're always there for me. Alhamdulillah for that, and thank you so much for being a support system and for being a sister to me.
Honestly, that's the sweetest thing that you said, sister, and that's exactly what it is. That's what I tell my mamas. You guys are family to me. You guys are sisters to me, and you never bug me. I look forward to hearing, and when I see messages, literally I get a smile on my face. Okay, it's my mama that I helped a few years back, and now she's reaching out. She still
Yeah.
remembers me and all of that. That is very special. And mashallah, I think the specific thing that I felt about your part when you were taking your childbirth classes was the involvement that mashallah your husband was on board. It's not a short course. It's over 10 weeks, 10 sessions basically. So mashallah, mashallah, you were fully on board with it completely. And then not just there, you went ahead and you had me as your virtual doula as well. And your birth I remember so vividly. And her stories, by the way, I think your birth story is on there on your Instagram, if I remember you wrote it or
I
shared
did.
about your, yeah, so you guys can check it out there. So how would you describe your birth and postpartum, Farwa?
Um, I think my birth experience was very positive, and then it was very empowering also. Um, Before I met you, I had this fear. Every time I would hear the word childbirth, I would just put hands on my ears, like, there was some trauma attached to it. And I remember my first meeting with my gynecologist, where I said, I don't want to feel a thing, just give me anesthesia and make it happen. And I don't want to know how I did it, but just do it. You help me. From that to going back to her after a few months and telling her that I do not want any interference from your side. So that shift, I think you and your classes made that happen. Uh, and Alhamdulillah, I think for both my husband Ali and me, we had such a fun experience. I mean, this is not something that you would hear
Right.
normally, where somebody's telling that they had a fun birthing experience, but ours was Alhamdulillah that, because it was all because of the tools that you gave us. It was the knowledge that I gained through
Mashallah.
these classes, that I was telling my doctor what to do and what not to do. Um, it was something very, very empowering. I think it helped me overcome a lot of my fears around childbirth, and generally also, like, I was somebody who had needle phobia, and I helped, it helped overcome that. Uh,
Alhamdulillah.
so the whole birthing experience was on my terms.
Right.
Uh,
How it
like
should be.
how it should be, but it isn't usually that way. I was at a very big, renowned hospital, where things don't happen that way. They don't do things that way. But I think I was lucky that my doctor was very accommodating, and she listened to me where she could, and even postpartum, I think because of smooth pregnancy. It wasn't very smooth, but I would say that because I had the knowledge, I had the information, the right tools. I would say my postpartum journey was also my. It was very easier than what other people share their stories. I think my emotionally and physically, my healing happened quickly. I didn't go through any signs of depression. Uh, so yeah, it was a very positive, empowering birth experience for
Alhamdulillah.
me.
I'm so glad to hear that. Honestly, yeah, I think the more you nurture yourself, the more you take care of yourself in pregnancy, and the experience itself has a big role to play with the outcomes and how you feel postpartum and the support you get postpartum as well, right? Getting the right support and knowing, because in the classes we do have like a whole section on postpartum, and that's very, very important as well. So that is definitely something. I'm so glad, right? And I think that if I ask for any tips that you would give any new mamas or mamas to be, what would that be for you? Anything that you would specifically tell them?
I think something that I also would do differently next time was I would want to focus more on the postpartum part. You're very excited about the child who's coming into the world, that you're focusing on, what stuff to get, what material stuff, things to get. But I would say that I would want all the mothers to focus on their, first of all, nutrition. They should focus on the postpartum part, where they need to educate themselves. What would they need? How can they build a support system? That's very important, and a solid support system, not just the people who just tell you that they would be there for you, but they aren't. But tried and tested
Yes.
support system is very important, I think. uh, and yeah, this is something I would also do differently. This is something that I did not work on. I thought I'll be able to do everything on my own, and it's not easy. I mean, having a child is not a joke. So yes, building a support system, going, and also I was a very anxious mother initially, where I feel like I missed a lot of small moments, which were actually to be enjoyed. They could have been like a happy memory for me, but instead I focused on so many little detail, like, oh my god, I have to get this right. Oh my god, how much, how can this happen? Yeah, you have to be flexible, you have to be present, like, you just got the greatest blessing in your life, so just enjoy those little moments with your child. Do not you know just go easy on yourself, I would say.
Yeah, definitely not. I think the anxiety part is very true, especially when it comes to new motherhood and you're still navigating and you're still figuring things out. So I think second time round, inshallah, it does get easier because you kind of know what to expect as well. But even for first time moms, I would say the same, that just be a bit easier on yourself as well. Like take one day at a time and just don't overthink things. I know it's easier said than done, obviously, once you're there, once you're in it. But yeah, definitely that's a tip I would definitely say the same. I love that tip is exactly. Now, mashallah, apart from like mashallah your birth journey and how you've been doing it, you are also a very active person when it comes to like a very hands-on mother, as well as taking care of yourself as much as we can, right, for the babies. So what advice would you have for mothers who want to pursue any personal goals that they have, even if they're small ones, right? As you raise, like along with your baby, um, you're trying to do still manage it. Okay, you're with her, you have her responsibility, but alongside that, alongside with young children, you're trying to pursue small goals of yourself. How do you manage about that? I get that. I get asked that, but my kids are much older. You have a younger one, so that's why I would want to ask.
If you ask me personally, Hafsa, I think I put everything on hold. uh, Even if I had any goals, I put them all on hold, because I wanted just to focus on raising my kid, because I don't have a traditional support system with me. We live in a different city. We don't have any family here. So all my focus and attention went towards raising her. Uh, but now that she's getting, older, she's much independent now. It is only now that I'm also able to achieve my goals. I mean, it's a start, but I'm getting there. I've neglected myself a lot during these past 2 years, and I have no regrets, to be honest. So I think I would say go easy on yourself. Like I said before, if you have any goals related to your career, I would say they can wait. So the time will come when you will get time to achieve those goals. So I think the first 2 years your child is completely dependent on you. And if you do have support system, then great. I think then it's much easier. Like I know people, I've seen people who have their mothers and their even mother-in-laws there, or any other support system. I was not even lucky with nannies, house help or nannies during those first years, so I had no support, no help. Then I dropped everything. I was like, okay, this can wait. I think this is the most important task right now on my hands, which is to raise my kid, and I have to do everything from from their from her food to entertainment to there's so many things to do with a child. So I think go easy. Uh, but something that I would do differently next time is take care of yourself. I think I neglected myself, like I said before. So maybe you can keep small goals where you are focusing on your health, on your mental well-being. So those are small things, but still very important, right? Because if the mother is happy, the child will be happy, the whole family will be happy. So maybe you can set smaller goals for yourself, which are personal, related to your health, uh, which are easily achievable. And for, I think everybody has a different scenario. Maybe you have a better support system and you're able to achieve much more than me. But I think, Alhamdulillah, whatever I did, I'm very, very content with that. That I gave my complete attention and focus to my daughter, and I have no regrets.
Alhamdulillah. And I think the way you explained it, it really reminds me that you considered her as a project itself, right? You were like, I taking care of her, like, and what I love what you said. You could put it on a hold because the first 2 years, and literally that is how it is because they do grow up so fast. And before you know it, mashallah, they're like kind of independent and you miss that time no matter how much it was holding you down and not able, like, you actually miss the time that, oh, they just small this a few days ago. And subhanallah, I think prioritizing that and putting that, and especially you, mashallah, like you said, um, it's good that if someone has a support system, but if it's not there, then despite the schedule one could possibly have, having your child there can be big mashallah. And I think what I would want to definitely ask you on that part is, mashallah, your last summer was so adventurous, right? I think for me, uh, to have you on this podcast, what that event, the whole, the way you did it, really want to hear about that adventure, mashallah. What did you do last summer?
So, uh, like I said, I have no support system, and I was like, if I have to raise my daughter all on my own, because my husband has a job and it's a very demanding job, so he's out working till late hours. So I was just thinking, if I have to raise her on my own, why not do it in a beautiful environment where I also get a break and I am also able to reset mentally and physically. And the Karachi heat in summer, it all got to my head, and I just wanted to change. I felt stuck.
Right.
I, like I said, happy mother, happy child. So I had to take care of my well-being. Um, and it also felt like a calling that I could not ignore.
Love
Uh,
it.
we've been to the mountains before, but I wanted to do it for a longer time. And I knew that this would be a great opportunity for Zara also, where she would be in a completely new environment. And because I did not put her into school also,
Very good.
I here around me, kids her age go to school already, like they go to play schools. But I decided not to do that to her as yet. So instead, I took her to the mountains where she could be in the wild. And also, it was, I think, something very much needed uh, by me. So, yeah, it wasn't really a planned holiday or anything. I felt spontaneous and I booked a ticket. I called a few friends who were living there and I said, listen, I'm coming. I want you to help me find a place. So imagine, it was a very scary thought at first. Even my husband was like, what are you saying? What are you talking about? And my family was so concerned. They thought I've separated from my husband. They were like, is everything okay? Are you guys not together? What's happening? And I think it was a very adventurous and bold move. So yeah, I booked a ticket. I just went there, and then I started looking for a place. And like I said, it was a calling. So God helped me find the right people and the right place, which I turned into a home for 3 months. And we made some beautiful, amazing memories there. And I think it was the best decision as I saw Zahra build resilience and, develop in a way that wasn't possible here where I was living.
Course.
So this is something that I think I would be doing next summer also, because we had so much fun and it was very enriching and transformative for us as a family.
I love it. So how was it like there? Like, I know the luxury part probably might not have been there. So how was it managing her at that age, toddler age? Was it difficult or easier?
Easier. Like Hafsa, I have help here. Like kitchen is sorted,
Yeah,
cleaning part is sorted. Over there was no help.
I was thinking the same.
So I would cook, I would clean, but I knew nobody's going to visit. There was no pressure on me that my house has to be clean.
Right.
It's messy.
Who
Okay, we
cares?
sleep on pile of clothes. And Zara would wake up and she would just walk out of the house, and there would be a, a big muddy puddle, and she would just start jumping in it. And that
Wow.
we had no toys. Um like there was nothing that you would find in a city, right? No parks, nothing, but nature in all its glory. So she started picking fruits and vegetables from the garden. So she saw that side of uh, the world of the nature. So it was it was actually much easier, I would say.
I think that part that you said just now, okay, nobody's gonna come visit, so cares. That's me. If you look at it behind me, it's like a big mess. I don't care because I don't have a lot of social friends coming up. And if I start cleaning up, my husband's like, "Who's coming?" That's the way.
Yeah. No, there's so much pressure here. You have to dress properly. Your house has to be clean because anybody could come anytime, right?
Right.
Over there was like, and also it wasn't possible for me. Like, how much could I do in a day with the
Exactly.
child? So I had to prioritize her sleep, her feeds, and everything. So I worked around her. uh, when we were living in hotels, it was of course very easy, manageable, but even the house was great. I had really nice housemates who were there for Zara. So when I was cooking, they would look after her or engage her in picking tomatoes or plucking fruit from the trees. So it was manageable and but hard at the same time. Like there were no cars where we were living, so we had to climb up the mountain to reach my house. Sometimes we would be carrying bags, and Gara would be sleeping. So from doing groceries to everything I had to do on my own. So I think I also built some muscles along
Yeah.
the way. So
Good for your
when
health
Ali
as well.
visited us there, he was like, "I'm so proud of you. Like, how are you carrying Zahra, who weighs, mashallah, 10, 12 kgs, and like you're walking like it's nothing."
Wow, yeah, definitely. I think, and especially, I think the fact what we think is, you said it was like a calling, and then you just went. It was a very spontaneous decision, and it does sound scary when you think of it. And I was like, what is she? When I saw your stories and stuff, I was like, what did she just do? I was a bit confused. But then I saw like how Zara was playing, and I saw you sharing all the pictures and things. I could just think of the mental reset you might have had and the peace behind it. And I totally now, like, when the way you explained it as well, I totally see myself doing something like that, crazy spontaneous as well.
You know
But
how many people reached out to me and said, "Please take us with you next summer," and all were women with children. Can you imagine that? So
we all
it's
need to escape.
you have to understand that this job of raising children is it's so exhausting, and you do need a reset. And unfortunately now again, I think I'm always crying about not having the support system. So especially those mothers who don't have a support system, they get exhausted even more, right?
Yes, exactly.
It's so important to have that you know where you can just reset, we can restart. And yeah, it's so I was fortunate, and I think I would say privileged enough to be able to do this.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I think, like you said, it was the mothers with kids that was reaching out to you, and it just shows, okay, our battery life is gets just so exhausted that sometimes we need that kind of reset as well. And and that is just really because you can't fill from an empty cup. If your cup is drained and empty, you need to refill it. And I'm so glad you did it. And then you're saying things like that she was going and playing in the muddy puddles and picking fruits. Such experiences as a child, honestly, you it's part of your amazing parenting and Allah's help, of course, to guide you and make you make this spontaneous decision, that she got to experience this. Because this, not just resilience, not just the experience, and this thinking about her immune system. I'm thinking her amazing microbiome. And I'm thinking you even, like, you're saying you got to climb and do that extra physical activity, not by choice, but you just had to do it, right?
Yeah,
And I'm just thinking about the foods. There must have been such pure, fresh foods that you were having there.
I swear the milk tasted so different when I came back. I was like, what am I having? This is not the life that I want for myself and for my child, but we don't have a choice here. One funny thing that I just remembered was, so I was working and then I saw that Zara opened the tap. So we were living near a glacier. So the glacier water used to come in the taps. So it was very cold and it was a cold morning. She just opened it and she put her head down and she started taking a shower. And I was just looking. I did not stop her because I wanted her to know the consequences of her action.
Of a cold water.
I did not stop her, and she just took a bath with that cold glacier water. And I mean, I could not do that. So yeah, I mean, she did things that I did not even imagine her doing. Uh, she would jump in cold water. She would play in the sand, in muddy puddles, like I said, and she would eat the fruit from straight from the trees. The quality of life there is so high. It's so great that I would wish everybody to experience that once in their
Definitely.
lifetime.
You have me on board. I'm already planning, that we should just go and spend a month instead of Karachi. I'm coming to the mountains next time.
Inshallah, inshallah, do that. It's
Inshallah.
very rejuvenating.
Yeah, it is, I'm sure. Now, when you came back, how was that? Did it take you time to settle again, Yani? Must have been a shock again.
Yes, I was, but I was also happy to be back to, having a house help who would cook for me. So I was, uh, yeah, I was looking forward to it, and I wanted to reunite with family also because I missed my
Yeah, of course.
husband, and I also wanted Zara. Okay, okay, now it's quite long that she's been away from her father.
Right, right, right.
So, yeah, we were excited to be back, and because I made a promise to myself that I will be coming back, inshallah, next summer.
Yeah,
So let's see how long we are able to do this, but we'd love to go back every summer.
subhanallah. I'm so glad to hear that. Now, next thing I wanted to ask you was about this. Recently, you shared about your business venture, the Flea Planet. What is it? First, tell everybody about it, and what made you start it? What is this business? Tell us all about it.
So Flea Planet is a thrift store where we buy and sell pre-loved clothing. Um, so I have I'm so this was a passion project and something that I also believe in because I come from a fashion background. So I have this eye of for styling, for fashion. And then after becoming a mother, I realized how important it is to declutter because with stuff that you start buying after having a kid, and then you use it for a few times and then it's just sitting there. uh, you're running low on space, right? So I discovered this thing where I was using some things and then I started selling those things. So I was making some money along the way. So I thought, why not make it into a business, right? This will give other people an opportunity to make money also. And we do this all, we do this while being sustainable. Like we don't add to the landfills, right?
Right.
So this is something that I have been wanting to do for very long, and because with Zara now I am unable to go back to my previous work or a job. This is something that I can do from the comfort of my home, and I think this is also something right down my alley where I can style from the comfort of my home. I have the perfect um, tools for it. So yeah, I would want everybody who's here listening, please follow, give it a follow. And it's relatively new, so we're building the page, we're building the brand. So inshallah, it will have something for everybody. We're doing clothes for men, women, and even children also.
Wow.
So you can sell the stuff that you don't need anymore, and also you can buy something that you're looking for.
Well, excellent. So people, it's not just your things that you are thrifting. It's like other people can join in and thrift their stuff as well.
Yes,
Oh, excellent.
definitely.
I love the idea. Honestly, I mean, uh, I'm not 100% environmentalist, and I really want to do my part to save the planet, you could say. And with all these, I am totally. I love things like hand-me-downs, and I do it between family and friends itself. But I think expanding the idea and taking it to this level, and especially with your, mashallah, view on the fashion tips, right? And you with your hijabi fashion as well, that adds on more. Much.
The modest wear also, because we don't have much brands who promote modest clothing or modest fashion in Pakistan. So when I started doing hijab, a lot of my friends told me that I should start doing the um, modest wear styling. So we'll be integrating that also into this business, inshallah.
I think that's amazing because it will give definitely moms huge tips. And the fact that you said it's sustainable and that it's something that's very doable despite having a small child, I think that's something you're doing for your personal growth as well, and to help with balancing it, right? Um, so do you have like a, how do you manage it with her? So you just keep realistic goals. That's how you do it.
Yes, so I now mashallah Zara is quite independent. Like she plays on her own, so I get time.
Mhm.
I've dedicated a few hours in a day to this work, and I also have a partner who's also a friend. So we do it together. Alhamdulillah, we're taking it at our own pace, uh, and because this is something that I thought I could do easily while having a toddler around. So yeah, totally at our own pace. Inshallah, when we grow, and eventually it will grow, inshallah, we're hopeful. So then we can maybe hire more people, but for now it's just
Enough.
me and my friend who are doing all of this
I think
together.
it's lovely starting the way you've started it, and the fact that you're saying you're planning to add on men clothes and kids clothes, I think that just makes it even more special. And then with your fashion tips, I would also like maybe even I was thinking about baby gear. I just feel that people just spend so much, and it's you just use it for a small time. So maybe just giving you an idea to for further
Yeah.
expansion in future.
Inshallah.
Something that's I mean, normally your baby gear kind of stays with you across your kids. Mine's sitting under the bed, and with the hope that maybe there is another one coming, so I'll keep it. But I don't know. I'll probably pass it on to my grandchildren. Allah knows. But yeah, I think avoiding wastage and your whole retouch with the nature over the summer, and this starting is just. I found it so inspiring. I was like, look at this girl, mashallah. You're going places by literally spreading awareness on things that very few people talk about, right? The importance of avoiding wasting and taking care of the planet and normalizing thrifting. It's something that's looked
This
down
is
on.
something that I do also. I buy pre-loved clothes. I wear them. I also sell. I mean, even before I was doing this business, if something is not fitting me, I would just put it on my story and tell people if you want to buy it. And I've seen a good response. And I know there's a stigma to it where you're like, I don't want to wear somebody else's clothes, but I think there are a lot of good options out there, and it's safe even for my own child. Like, how uh, I would be a little reluctant before, but now I think we should normalize it, because
Yeah,
we just uh, this is it's a small step towards living sustainably and consciously.
consciously as well. No, love it. And mashallah, alongside motherhood, doing all this, it's really, really, definitely very inspiring, I must say. Alhamdulillah. And I'm blessed that, not just blessed to have you as one of my, I call them my blessed mamas, as one of my blessed mamas who was there with me. And not just that. And Farwa didn't stop it with her. Her family member also went ahead and took classes. And mashallah, she had an amazing birth as well. And it was so, I remember messaging her when she gave birth, and I was like, it's sadqa jariyah for you as well. And then seeing your this growth and these adventures, it just warms my heart so much. And I just feel that so many moms can see inspiration is behind this, right? That that you did something for your family, for your mental reset, alhamdulillah, and that helped you as a person, as a mother. And now, mashallah, may Allah give barakah in this new venture that you've started as well. So before we open for questions, I wanted to ask any challenges you faced in this whole thing, your personal, apart from like, I'm not talking about immediate postpartum, but in overall in general, as that might have significantly helped shape you as well. Same thing that something that helped you in your personal growth that you felt that you want to share, that you're okay with sharing, of course.
I think the whole motherhood journey is a great opportunity for us to learn and grow. Um, and mine has been the same. I think it has given me an opportunity to reparent myself. I'm working on my personal growth. Um, so my childhood was not a very pleasant one, but I think raising Zahra in ways that I wished I was raised in, I think that helps me grow. And it's a very beautiful, healing journey full of growth and love. So, yeah,
MashaAllah.
I'm always working on building more patience, because I
Oh,
think patience is required, number one requirement for this
I'm sure you.
job. I used to be a very reactive person. Still am. I mean, you're always learning, always growing. So, um, yeah, this journey has been full of opportunities for me to learn and grow um emotionally, and yeah, mostly emotionally, I would say.
So yeah, especially the fact that you said the reactive part. I think we all are learning. We're always constantly learning, and the patience. You never have enough patience as a parent. I think you just they know how to push the right buttons, right?
Every day I achieve a new level of patience, I would say.
I love
That
that.
is challenge, and then I move on to the next one.
Right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, let's take this day and let's see how much we're pushed the next day. Alhamdulillah. I love it. Thank you so much. I absolutely love this. Anyone now, I don't want to keep this on for too long. I mean, mashallah, she shared everything beautifully that she had to share. Anything else you want to add, Farwa, before? And meanwhile, you guys can start typing your questions. The chat is up in the public chat on the top left, or you guys can type in the, if you're on your laptop, you can find the chat there. The top left, you'd find the public chat if you're on your phone, or you can type here. I will definitely be uploading this also. But if anyone has any questions, anything else you want to add, Farwa, that you want to share with moms and the audience and people? Mashallah, it's been lovely. Honestly, lovely and so inspiring. It sounds so beautiful.
Thank you, Hafsa. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be here and share my journey with everybody, because I think a lot of people have been asking me about my, they're very curious about my travels and, my motherhood journey and even my birth. experience, but I have not been able to answer to uh,
Everybody.
all of them. Yeah. So this is a great start for me also.
Yeah.
Something because I think these are all mamas to be here who are listening to us, I think, or
Yes.
maybe mamas.
Hmm.
So I would say that focus on your nutrition. That's very important. Even when my sister-in-law was having a kid, I said, please focus on your health because uh, this is something that we often neglect. Um, so self-care, nutrition, um, get moving, physical strength is very important because you have to handle your child at every stage. You know, something that I'm focusing on this year. This year is all about personal growth. So I've started the gym. I'm trying to eat healthy because after having Zara, I think I started eating very unhealthy because all I could think of was food. So I I always used to be very a healthy eater, but now I'm back on focusing on that part.
I'm so glad about that. And about your birth, I think the one word that would resonate with me is that was fun. I think that's one takeaway I have from this whole conversation that you said about your birth, at least, that it
Yes.
was. Who thinks of the word fun when it comes to labor and birth? But mashallah, you made it fun. And one thing that I know Farwa did was being consistent throughout her um, pregnancy. You were regular with your prenatal yoga and your fitness at that time specifically, which I think plays a huge role in your birth outcomes as well. And now you're going back on it.
Yeah. Also, the mental resilience that I built in these classes, I learned that it was all me telling my brain that I can do it.
Hmm.
It was literally that. But how to achieve that, I think you really helped us with that, where we uh, build that resilience that, okay, or you empowered us to feel that, okay, we can do this. And we did it. I mean, I never imagined that I could have such an empowering and positive story to tell. Um, so
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, get the right tools, get the right support and
And
help. And
I
don't
would,
miss my classes because I was like, okay, I have to follow everything from A to Z. I would not miss anything. Um,
that's a very important message actually, because I know some of them are taking classes with me right now. Please don't miss the classes. Be regular.
yes. And also all the exercises, I think that those really helped, like breathing and even the physical ones.
Eagles and all of that. Yes, very, very important. Exactly. And I would want to request you, Farwa, that now that you said you're working on improving your mental space and your physical journey, as you are doing it, I would definitely want you to share it with everybody as well, right? So it is not just, I mean, inshallah, you benefit immensely, but I think it would be really helpful and motivating for other moms to see that, even after having a child, you can take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself, your nutrition, your exercise, and everything. So that part of 2025, that goal that you have set for yourself, definitely share it along so that other people can definitely benefit from it. I would be one. I've become a
So
couch potato.
I'm taking small steps every day. So there are days when I miss the gym. So it's okay. Then I would just sit and this new habit that I've started, that before going to bed, I list down uh, the things that I'm grateful for, or the things that I'm proud of myself. And if there's something specific, how I said that you have to live in the present and enjoy small moments, and I found myself not doing that. So every night before going to bed, I list down three things that I'm proud of, so that helps me stay in the present and be grateful. So I'm focusing more on the gratitude part. And if I'm missing the gym, then I would just go on a walk in my street, even if it's for 30 minutes. And if I'm missing even that, I do not hold that against me. It does not make me feel anxious कि oh I'm not following the goal, so maybe just drop the whole thing down. No, you can always go back, you can always restart, you can always reset. uh, so as
Right.
long as you're doing that, achieving that small step, that's all you need to do. You have to just show up for yourself.
Show up.
So maybe dedicate a day, during your whole week, dedicate one day where you practice self-care, and that could be just a nice bath, literally. After becoming a mother, that's a luxury.
That's
Who
a luxury.
expects that? So, and then I would say celebrate that small step or goal that you've achieved. Like tell yourself, oh, you've done great. Okay. So once you've built that habit, eventually you can keep adding to it, and eventually you will be able to achieve your greater goals.
Love it. I love that tip. Honestly, small thing and celebrating it. I think we do it, but we don't often celebrate it, and we don't make it like a warm, fuzzy memory that we should look forward to. Of right. I
Yeah,
love
we
that.
focus on the negative part, like, oh, I was not able to achieve this whole list. And that's how, we get so demotivated that we do not even continue with the rest of it. But I think you have to acknowledge and celebrate your small wins, your small achievements.
I think this has been reflective for me. I love that gratitude journal thing that you've started right before you sleep. I think my takeaway from this session would be starting something like that. I mean, yes, we in general, I do say Alhamdulillah, thank you Allah for everything that you've given me. General shukr, but actually when you sit and pen down, you realize that you definitely can write more than three, but just being consistent, just listing three things daily. I think that's one thing I want all my mamas to start doing. That's one thing I really loved what you're doing. Focus on making your birth fun is the next thing I would say. And showing up, what she just said, show up for yourself and celebrate your self care of even if it's once a week. I think this is pretty much amazing tips that Farwa has given us
Mhm.
that I really feel that are doable, right? Especially when you're living in like a joint family system, when you're living with responsibilities, more than one kids, and it does get overwhelming. So I would definitely say that mamas, like I said earlier today as well, you can't fill from an empty cup. So trying to keep your cup full and doing something for yourself is very very important. And small things like that. How long would it take? Right, 5 minutes, just to write three things down every night you sleep. I love it. I love that idea. Honestly, I mean, it's something I think I'm starting from today as well. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair, Farwa. Thank you so much. This has been beyond amazing. So many takeaways from this session. And I really look forward to seeing your beautiful venture expand and grow. Is it only for Karachi right now, the Flea Planet, or you're
No,
planning to
no,
go ahead?
we're shipping to all the cities nationwide. Uh, the selling part. So buying, we're not yet sure if we're doing with the outside of Karachi, but we ship to all the cities in Pakistan.
That's beautiful. And I just saw that you posted recently the like tips on the modest fashion and all of that. So I think for all my moms and sisters who are want to add on a little bit of, and again, I think dressing up and adding these fashion bits to your own self can be very self rewarding. It makes you feel good, right? So yeah, definitely. I think Farwa is your person. She's mashallah getting back on the thing sharing these things. So I really, really like. I would advise all of you to follow that and see, and inshallah support you and support this cause. I think doing something for the planet like this, it's rewarding in the sense of ajr, right? Not just as a like, inshallah, it's a beautiful baraka business as well. But I think we are doing something for our future generations because you can see, like, look at this crazy climate change and everything that's happening around us at the moment. Subhanallah. So yeah, thank you so much, Farwa. It was such a pleasure
Thank
to have you.
you for having me. I had a great time chatting with you and sharing with everybody. I hope all these mamas benefit from these talks and they find it inspiring. I love that you've started these talks. I think uh, inshallah they'll be very beneficial for all of
Yeah,
us.
I need to do something free for the audience out there, right? So this is something that can just be like that. Like I said, the maqsad behind it, the intention behind it is that we are able to give the moms as much support as they needed. And then, of course, I hope to have them on board as my mamas as well, and they're able to educate themselves regardless of where they are in their journey. So, inshallah, I hope that can be their aim as well. So, inshallah, I really want to thank each one of you for being here. These are my contact details. You got Farwa's in the previous slide, inshallah. These are the classes I was talking about. So these are the birth classes I teach. The next group, I don't teach in Ramzan. So inshallah, the next group is going to be in April. However, if anyone is due sooner and they need them, so inshallah, they can reach out to me and we can, I do have ongoing groups and I have recorded options as well. All right, the next big event coming is the Ramadan while breastfeeding workshop. So this is happening on this 12th of Feb. So anyone who's nursing and breastfeeding and wants to join this, this is one that you could, inshallah, join. All right. So jazakumullah khairan. Anyone has any questions, you can type in the chat. So we answered the questions. So the public chat is on the top left. I saw somebody raise their hand. So instead of unmuting, can I have everyone type their question? I'm going to stay for a minute or two if I see someone typing. And then if Farwa or I can answer anything that you have to ask. Otherwise, we can wrap this up, inshallah. And may Allah make this beneficial. All the tips and things that my dear Farwa has shared would be beneficial for all. And I would want you guys to start putting them into practice. Even if you don't have kids, you're pregnant, I think small things like self-care and gratitude journal, these are small things that every woman can do. In fact, I would encourage you, if you have kids who are old enough, like mine, I would encourage them to do it as well, Sarah. I really think this is something that everyone needs to, because we always focus on the negative parts of life, and we should focus on things that we should be thankful for, because Allah has promised us, right? La in shakartum la azidannakum. The more you're thankful, the more Allah will increase, inshallah, whatever you're being blessed with, alhamdulillah. So I see a couple of people typing, so I'm here. If you can send your messages and questions. Okay, they're just appreciating the session, alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you all with amazing, empowering births. It was encouraging, Farwa, they're saying. They found this very encouraging. Alhamdulillah. All right. Okay. I think that's it. Thank you so much, Farwa. Inshallah, we'll be in touch as always. So never hesitate to reach out. And the rest of you, inshallah, see you guys next month. I'll do one more before Ramadan starts. So one last one coming up. And then inshallah, after Eid, we will have our next talk. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. A special thank you to my dearest Farwa. I'm glad you did it thoroughly.
My pleasure to be here.
Okay, so let's end it with our dua as always. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Jazakumullahu khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.